Okay, we start here, and we're in the land of the very small. I'm actually controlling this little guy around here. This is basically cellular scale. We have like some fluid dynamics. This basically is a very analog fluid version of Pac-Man. So basically, I'm trying to eat these little dots. These little bad things chase me. Certain ones, like these guys, can kill me too. Ah, that's bad. I have certain abilities in this world, but this world is pretty much entirely procedurally generated. Now, the abilities I get from this guy, after I eat enough little of these food pellets, I get to lay an egg. So that little yellow thing is my egg here. I now actually get to go to the next generation of the guy. I can click on the egg and go into an editor. If we could bring the lights down just a little bit, if that's possible. So here's a little editor. I have very simple parts that I can kind of build for this guy. I have mouthpieces that influence what I can eat. I can either eat filter food, or I have a proboscis I can poke into things. I have different movement methods: flagella, cilia, little jet, and weapons like nemesis, spikes, whatever. So I'm going to take a little spike here, put it on the front of the guy, and then go back into the game. And I've actually modified this guy's abilities now. So whereas those brown things used to kill him, now he can go in and attack them. Now, I still can't go after the brown guys, but now I have a new food source. Now, I can change my movement and get faster. I can get stronger. So basically, the character that I'm controlling here is something that I've designed in the editor. Now, over time, as I'm playing this game, the camera kind of pulls out. The depth of field, kind of reses down. This guy grows as it gets more complex. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit in his life cycle. What you're actually doing is you're playing through several generations here. And at every generation, you get the ability to go in and kind of modify it. So this is a bit later in the game. We've actually gone now from a 2D to a 3D environment. And now, rather than living in a little drop of water, we're living kind of under the ocean. Now, this entire world you see here is procedurally generated. And especially the guy, which I've created as a player. When I say procedural, I also kind of include player creating things, being very malleable in a procedural way. So for instance, the player creates his character, but the animations, behaviors, textures are all generated procedurally. Now this guy has a life cycle, very much like the little cell guy did. He also competes with other creatures in the environment. Another thing to realize here that's kind of different is that all the creatures in this environment are coming from other players. Look around here a little bit. Swim over those guys. Now, when I say coming from other players, what I mean is that they are asynchronously being sent to your computer to fill out your world. We're actually building a balanced ecosystem. Depending on what your world needs, we deliver other players' content to fill out that world around you. Now, like the cell game, this guy, when he reproduces, he lays an egg. Click on the egg, and then we go into the editor. Now, this is the editor for this guy. You can see he's kind of made out of parts. The editor here is roughly a mixture of kind of Mr. Potato Head, Erector Set, and clay. I can grab the parts and manipulate them. I can even pull them off, morph them. So I'll pull that off. I can grab the spine here, manipulate it. You see there's an underlying skeleton here, which gives me some clue as to kind of the internal structure of the guy. And like clay, I can roll the mouse wheel and actually sculpt him smoothly to give him his outer form. Now, these things are built out of functional parts that actually have meaning to the guy in terms of how he's going to behave and live in this world. These parts also are mutable. So let's pull off his tail here. The part categories come in functional divisions. So these are graspers. A lot of the parts also have some functional value besides their primary one. So that's a grasper as well as having